The story of Africa is indeed a testament to the resilience, determination, and the remarkable achievements of great men and women who have risen to meet challenges with unwavering resolve. It is a story of a continent that has weathered the storms of history and through its people has demonstrated an enduring spirit that refuses to be defined solely by adversity. Throughout Africa's rich and diverse tapestry, we find countless narratives of courage and innovation, leadership and perseverance. In every corner of the continent, we find individuals who have defied the odds, overcoming obstacles and transcending limitations. They have fought for freedom and equality, lifted communities out of poverty, and pioneered solutions to pressing challenges. From visionaries like Nelson Mandela, who exemplified forgiveness and reconciliation in the face of adversity, to trailblazers like Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, who shattered glass ceilings and championed gender equality. African leaders have indeed left an indelible mark on the world. Kwame Nkrumah was one of such African leader. His vision and unshakable devotion to the cause of independence and self-determination left an imprint on the African continent and the globe at large. Nkrumah was born on 21st September 1909 in the peaceful town of Nkrumah, a small village in Ghana's Nzima region. His early years were marked by a thirst for knowledge and a burning desire for justice. Kwame Nkrumah was more than a leader. He was a beacon of hope for a continent struggling to break free from colonialism. Nkrumah's upbringing was rooted in a deep sense of community and a strong desire for knowledge. In the early 1920s, Kwame Nkrumah accelerated through a 10-year elementary program in just 8 years. After his early education in Ghana, he went on to pursue a bachelor's from Lincoln University and master's degrees from both the University of Pennsylvania and London School of Economics. As an activist student, he founded the African Students Association of America and Canada, which consisted of a group of international African students in Pennsylvania. Nkrumah was a key figure at the Pan-African Conference in New York in 1944, which encouraged the United States to assist in ensuring Africa's development and freedom at the end of the World War II. Although Nkrumah showed immense political promise, it was his return to the Gold Coast, now Ghana, that would cement his place in history. Upon his return, he was chosen as the General Secretary of the United Gold Coast Convention, where he proposed expanding the parties through various colonies and inciting strikes to push the colonial government's hand. After a demonstration coordinated by Nkrumah and J.B. Dankwa to present a petition to the colonial government resulted in the 1948 riots. Nkrumah and members of the United Gold Coast Convention were arrested and imprisoned, only to be released after a series of demonstrations from teachers and students. Beginning in April 1949, Nkrumah faced intense pressure from his followers to leave the United Gold Coast Convention and form his own party, which he finally agreed and announced the foundation of the Convention People's Party, despite claims of attempts to mend relations with the United Gold Coast Convention. Nkrumah and other CPP officials were imprisoned after a walkout which turned violent. Nkrumah was then condemned to 3 years in prison, among other criminals, at the Accra's Fort James. Although his imprisonment was a challenging period, he was still able to influence events through smuggled notes written on toilet papers as he stood for a directly elected Accra seat from prison. The CPP won a landslide in the February 1951 parliamentary election, which was the first general election held under universal franchise in colonial Africa. On February 12, Nkrumah was released from prison to a rousing greeting from his supporters. As he took office, Nkrumah faced several challenges. He had never served in government and needed to learn the art. With requests for infrastructure improvements coming in from all over the colonies, Nkrumah approved a 5-year plan for national development. After years of activism and political maneuvering, Ghana finally achieved independence from British colonial rule on the 6th of March 1957. Kwame Nkrumah was elected as the country's first prime minister. His dedication to the cause of Pan-Africanism and his vision for a united Africa made him a symbol of hope, not only for Ghanaians, but for Africans across the continent. Nkrumah was hailed as the Osajefo, which means redeemer in the Akan language. As a monument to the new nation, Nkrumah opened Black Star Square near Osu Castle in the coastal district of Osu Accra. Under Nkrumah's leadership, Ghana adopted several social democratic policies and practices. Nkrumah created a welfare system, started various community programs, and established schools. During his presidency, he developed and oversaw a number of key developments aimed at modernizing the country and improving the lives of its residents. The Akosomo Dam, Temahabo, KNUST, and the Tamale Airport are among the major developments and activities linked with Kwame Nkrumah's time in Ghana. His administration prioritized industrialization through initiatives such as the Ghana Industrial Holdings Corporation and state-owned enterprises in various sectors, as well as the establishment of factories producing consumer goods, textiles, and cement, with the goal of reducing reliance on imports and stimulating economic growth. He also pushed several causes to promote various sectors such as agriculture, education, healthcare, and communications, and so on. Ghana Airways, a national airline, was created with the goal of improving international travels and linkages. Kwame Nkrumah's influence stretched well beyond Ghana's boundaries. In 1958, he was influential in arranging the first Conference of Independent African States, which brought together African leaders to discuss the continent's future. His Pan-African vision was summed up in his famous words, "Seek ye first the political kingdom, and all else shall be added unto you." Political union, according to Nkrumah, was the key to Africa's prosperity and development. While Nkrumah's development initiatives were ambitious and aimed at modernizing Ghana, they were also very challenging. Some of the challenges included financial strains and political opposition. His tenure ended in 1966 with a military coup, but his impact on Ghana's development and the Pan-African movement remains significant and is a subject of both celebration and debate in Ghana's history. Today, as we remember Kwame Nkrumah on his birthday, we celebrate not just the man, but his ideals he stood for, the ideals that continue to shape Africa's destiny. His legacy of African unity, self-reliance, and social justice endures as a beacon of hope for a continent that is still writing its story. In the tapestry of African history, Kwame Nkrumah's life stands as a testament to the resilience and the determination of its people. His achievements are a shining example of what can be accomplished when individuals rise above adversity and dedicate their lives to a greater cause. As we commemorate this day, let us reflect on the enduring spirit of Africa and the legacy of Kwame Nkrumah. Let us draw inspiration from his vision and continue the journey towards a brighter, more equitable Africa, an Africa where the dreams of its people are realized and its story continues to be one of hope, progress, and enduring resilience. Happy birthday, Kwame Nkrumah. Your light shines on.
Call to every corner and bring everybody on board, and that was how he called all of Africa to alert and to the center. So we, as a people, have learned that when a man said that the Osajifo knew Kundum, he knew the ways of his people. That was how he learned the ropes of the world. And then they taught him to jump for the stars. Probably why, ebe J or mine, ebe J or sa, edi kunimdi or somewhat ebe fie. What happens to his household? Enti, wajato, there was so be muscle, no be swa, enti me, and then me sambe to the infufro.
The final resting place of the man who led us to independence in 1957. The park now has facilities including a presidential library, receptive facility, with the tombstone upgraded and the museum expanded with an audiovisual tower. As the outstanding Pan-Africanist of his generation, the burial site of Dr. Nkrumah must be appropriate to his status and exceptional contribution to the liberation of Africa from colonialism and imperialism. Together, we can create a legacy that future generations will celebrate. Nime, ladies and gentlemen, I have the singular honor and pleasure to declare the renovated and modernized Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park duly open.